Welcome to the Pagan Playground book review. Having two channels now, I have to like flip from one mode to another, and like blah, 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 blah. Now, this will be put on this channel because it is Cunningham's Magical Sampler, which I got from the library, and again, I don't want to give it back. And I've actually only gotten a little ways in, but I'm familiar with his other stuff, so I know what's in here, in a sense. Now, how do I form this into concept here? Starting out and being a solitary, you're not quite sure where to gather information. And Cunningham is one I kind of went to. Buckland's kind of one I went to, and just sort of various freebies I found on, line, through Amazon there. And I managed to glean bits and pieces, and now I know enough to kind of weed out the crap from the good stuff. But there's like two authors that are on the top of my list that I would think any witch pagan person interested in this whatsoever needs to go to. And Cunningham is on top of the list. And I can see why he's like sort of the go-to guy. And Buckland is the second. If I need to like know a correspondence or I want to know something about herbs, Cunningham's where I go to get that information because I trust him. And in the way he gives the information, it's down to earth. It's approachable. You don't feel like, well, this is what you do and this and that. He does tell you it's a malleable thing that, okay, well, it might not work for one person, but this is the general consensus, and I think I like him even more in Buckland too, having actually seen them. And here in the bowels of YouTube, there's like a couple of videos, one by Cunningham, I don't know what the name of it is. It was pulled from an ancient VHS where he was talking about herbalism, and I just love the attitude of this dude. You could tell he was kind of enjoying himself because it was kind of awkwardly filmed. You could tell he was probably reading from like a teleprompter, but he still came across like he knew what he was doing. He came across as a guy that you'd want to sit down with and talk to, just as a guy, and I just enjoy that about Cunningham, so that makes me even more gravitate towards his work. And as far as this particular book, this I think would be a great starting point to anybody either beginning on the path or just beginning to sort of build their library. And it has snippets of like just the most awesome stuff. And it goes, collected writings and spells from the renowned Wiccan author, and Raymond Buckland did the like intro to it. And again, Raymond Buckland has a video here on YouTube that kind of explains what Wicca is and what it isn't, and it's done in such a classy, dignified way too. But it's got like the cheese of the 60s and 70s, or maybe late 80s. I can't quite tell, but there's a little bit of cheese in there. It must be 80s maybe, because I think there's a mullet on a guy. But he goes into like talks about tattooing, protective magics, like spells that are realistic. His approach on technology, where being an earth-based religion, you kind of want to do like things hands-on. It's like I don't want to take away from my pen and paper and write, but once he got to the computer, it just went, he could do so much with it. And that's kind of where I am too, but I'm of like the computer age, where I'm like, okay, my Book of Shadows has to be done, hand drawn, hand this. Like, the drawing part, sure, but my penmanship, I can't physically keep up with my brain, and I can't slow it down enough to do anything legibly. I'm like, no. I do computer graphics, desktop publishing. That's where my skill set is. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to print on, I can print on like cotton paper. That's sort of, so I can inherit the technology. It's not a hindrance to me. It's sort of, well, here, like we have the Pagan Playground here, and then we have our group on Facebook, and it's a way to kind of grow from things. So it's very interesting to see Cunningham coming from a world pre all of that, and sort of, in his takes on things. that starts with, you know, dressing with power and utilizing color into your wardrobe. And blah, 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 blah. It goes, a collection of powerful magic and natural wisdom from the one and only Scott Cunningham. Find the knowledge and inspiration you desire with this collection of Scott Cunningham's spells, essays, and rituals, collected for the first time from his best contributions to Llewellyn's Magical Almanacs, which I now get to own one, and I got it for 50 cents. Woo! From that same library, I got this. And I get to keep that one. Back to this. Delight in Cunningham's timeless wisdom on popular topics such as sabbats, protection magic, moon spells, and herbal remedies. New and longtime fans will marvel at Cunningham's ability to breathe magical life into such unique topics as tattooing, the divine history of sneezing, which I've yet to come to, and dressing with power, Greek oracles, birds of the deities, and more. Well known for perfecting his spells and rituals through experimentation before publishing them, Cunningham wrote with unmatched simplicity and grace, which is very much what I feel from him. His words in this collection are sure to inspire you on your path to an enchanted life. And I think I've either got it or it's on the to-do list, a guide for the solitary practitioner. But yes, this is a book I don't want to get back. $12.99. That's why I'm so happy with this library that is open-minded enough to have things from Llewellyn. And this is from the new batch there that just came out, or at least the library just got it. When did this? I think this has been around a while, hasn't this? Okay. Well, came out in 2012. Third printing 2014. So the printing's new, but it's, you know, I think it's a must-have for any pagan library, especially if you're Wiccan or if you're into herbology, or, you know, it's a good starting off point. And there's so much information. That's the thing about Cunningham. He can do what I can't, put so much concept in just a simple phrase. You know what I mean? So I have such respect for Cunningham. He's definitely a person I go to when I want to, like, make sure, okay, this color corresponds to this. You know, I gather, well, Gemini, hello, gather so much information, but if I want to absolutely be sure, go-to guy. And I love this book. I don't want to give this. It makes me want to, like, can't wait to finish it. So, and yes, a definite 5-star, and I haven't gone all the way through yet. So, thank you for watching. Do remember to comment, rate, share, and subscribe. This is not my other channel, but I'll say blessed be. See you next time. Bye.